The beekeeper and the fencer stand opposite one another in a long hall. Back to back, and facing each other at either ends. Each one stands with a mirror to their back. Rather than a bridge, a bricolage between them. They see of one another only what they may, through a curling smoke of incompatibility. When the fire burns the cotton, he interacts only with the limited qualities. He needs to combust the cotton. The smoke says, persistent identification of an object over time is a consequence of cognition, not of the object itself. For the beekeeper, it's the first day of a new calendar year. For the fencer, it is New Year's Eve. The grain of the fabric of their suits is thick, so much that they feel like there are folds within the folds of their clothes.
retrospect.
The shoes and the socks are the bottom layer. Everything is built on them. On top of them goes the mid and the top layer. The mid layer is the fencing pants and the underjacket. The top layer is made out of the main thicker jacket, which has 2 arms. Through it goes the cable, what you use for attaching your weapons. To the top layer, we also count the fencing mask, which fits on your head, the fencing cable, which goes through the fencing jacket, the glove and the weapon. Yeah. Through the glove, the fencing cable goes into the weapon. And so if you hit with the weapon, through the cable, there will be an electric signal, which then triggers a sound.
Should I start pulling this kind of a bit more up so it's more spiral shaped?
Which way you?
Because it's already bending up here a little bit.
Okay.
I was thinking we just,
Yeah, you just twist it.
I don't know if it's a good time or too early.
I mean, little by little.
Yeah.
So tiny bit. Because shouldn't come back in the same.
But we wanted to form a circle, right?
Not so spiral.
Sure.
These spots need to meet here.
Yeah.
The beekeeper. The beekeeper is a photographer who doesn't want to take pictures because he's afraid of disturbing his subject. He knows exactly the type of photo he wants to take. One with a true subject, only itself, without a veil of its circumstantial relationship to the camera or him, as a photographer. So in order to take pictures, there needs to be a calm, relaxed, chill feeling of the time and space. He uses liquid gasoline to stoke the fire at his cabin on top of a train tunnel. 4 days a week he works as a theatre technician. Stuck-up actors pass him in the wings. Some are nice and others not. A very specific type of people. So one of a kind, their qualities do not mix easily. He lives in a squat in the center, but the politics are too much to keep up with, and he's tired of it, being always about to end. He tries to stay one step ahead of the bees, cleaning out each drawer right after use. There should always be plenty of clean, ready, extra open time. If he is a one step behind, he has to fight against their will. He takes honey from the bee and pays it in sugar water. He only consumes honey products of his own making. Honey wax, honey liquor, honey medicine, honey water, honey soap, honey spread, honey vitamin, honey oil, honey butter, honey beer. Your mask feels like a steam chamber. You sweat because the fencing equipment is thick and hot. In the finals of a competition, you will just see your opponent, your épée and your glove. It is like no one else is around. You focus on the fencing, because you know if you do something wrong, you will lose everything that you built up in the past part of the competition. It is very hard to actually just focus on the fencer when there's a huge crowd looking at you. When the match begins, you have lots of thoughts. What should you do next? What should you do if your opponent attacks? What should you do if your opponent does nothing? Mostly the best decision is to wait till your opponent starts an action and then do a defense of that action and then try to attack.
I'm wondering, what if we push, if you pull and I push on here, do you think we can bend it around this?
But sometimes this will not work and you have to defend yourself until you find the weak spot which you can attack, or a weak spot where your enemy is not protected and you can hit him. Or you trick your enemy by aiming for the mask but actually hitting the body. The enemy will then try to protect his head instead of the body, and you can hit his body. When doing an attack in fencing, lunge, and you have to be really concentrated, because if you do it wrong, you can just slide out and fall over. You always have to start with your leg and then with your arm, because if you start with your arm, the opponent will know what you're up to and will just protect himself and then attack. Sometimes while you are attacking, the opponent will do a dégagé, which is a small circle around your weapon, so you can't hit him. Then you do a dégagé too, but then your opponent will try to do a dégagé again, so you won't hit him. But what he doesn't know, you finted, which means tricking the opponent, and while you're in the middle of the attack, you do a dégagé and hit your opponent.
Is it better if I hold it there?
Maybe.
Maybe.
The hive is simply a bundle of qualities, 20,000 each, kept in waxy drawers with hundreds of cells. Qualities flying out, qualities flying in. Qualities working, droning, fertilizing with the queen quality. The beekeeper is trying to stay one step ahead, looking carefully at any small changes and irregularities to calculate what his next step should be. The fencer is trying to trick its opponent into miscalculating its moves. If your opponent is shy, you test it by feigning a step to see how it reacts. If it is bold, you can just be slow and wait until you have the right opportunity.